Welcome back to Graf-X Tech, and today we're going to be talking about the Supernote A6X2 Nomad, and how it's changed my life over the last 3 months that I've been using it. I've actually had this tablet pretty much since the day it launched, and I've been using it ever since it came in for my pre-order, and I've really found phenomenal ways to integrate it in what I do on a day-to-day basis. I literally use this thing every single day, every single week. I probably still will for months to come. The first thing I want to do, in case you aren't familiar with this particular device or even e-ink devices in general, I'm gonna go over some of its pros and cons, its unique features, things it has over other e-ink tablets, and things it has over other even regular tablets as well. The first thing is something you'll notice right away when I open this cover, is it actually has auto wake. This is something you don't think about because most regular tablets have this and you're not ever missing this feature. But when you use other e-ink tablets, you begin to miss that feature. You begin to realize that, oh man, having auto wake is actually so nice. And this is one of the best things about Supernote, is that auto wake feature. Next, I'll actually show you how to create a note. So one of the easiest ways, just to swipe down here, tap new note, and then just rename it. I always have my keyboard set to the handwriting recognition just because I find their on-screen keyboard to be very finicky, and it just kind of is hard to use, just like most e-ink tablets are the same way as well. So let's just name this note test. All right, let's pick a template. I usually use this 8mm ruled line just because I'm a creature of habit and I always write on lined paper and I need the thinnest lines it gives me, basically. But there are many options. Plain, different size lines, all sorts of random templates that I never even use here. A whole bunch here just to give you a quick look at them. And then obviously you can add custom templates just by putting it in the My Style folder, which was at the beginning screen that you saw. And it's just, here's the included file formats that you can put them in. And you can even actually upload PDFs as templates, and then it'll keep all the links that the PDF file might have, and you can still write on over it and use it in the notes and add pages and all that stuff. It's actually very helpful. I've used that for a couple things. So we'll go with just a plain white one for now. And something that I absolutely love with Supernote is their toolbar. This is by far my favorite toolbar on any ink device. It's so flexible as you just tap and hold, and now it's a floating toolbar and you can put it wherever you want. Oh, you want it up top? All right, well first it switches sides. As soon as you get it close to it, it goes horizontal. And then if you just want it all the way to the top, you just push it up there and it's there. You want it on the other side, push it to the other side and it's there. Boom. It's that easy. And I also find that I like to just hide the toolbar after I pick which tool I'm going to use. So I just double tap the screen, toolbar's gone. You can either tap this symbol here, oh, there it goes, or you can just double tap the screen, which I find is the easiest way to activate and deactivate that. And obviously you have all sorts of different pens and you can change the size, very fine-tuned. You can actually make them not completely black if you don't want to write in black. You can do it in shades of gray. I typically keep my main two pens in black just because I don't need shades of gray, I just need it in black. So something I always like to do though is I keep one pen dedicated for titles, one pen dedicated for the main body of what I'm writing. So I usually use a sticker one to kind of title my sections. So this is test. That was some very sloppy cursive for all you out there. I don't promise to ever have good handwriting, but if you want to see it in printing, if you can't even read cursive like some of you kids out there, Here's some sloppy printing to add to the sloppy cursive. I don't know why I didn't capitalize the same capitalize it there, but we're just gonna move on from that. But yeah, that's the sizing I would really use for the title. And if you really want to set this apart as some kind of heading or title, one of the best things to do. Also, I love their gestures really quick here. Swipe up to undo, swipe down to redo, push 2 fingers on. Now you got a selecting eraser. And if you just get even a little bit of it, it'll erase that stroke. So it is a stroke eraser. Some people may not like that, but I find it effective for e-ink. And then 2 fingers on the screen holding down, that's what activates the lasso tool. And I usually find the best way to activate it is if you want to lasso something up here, see, even with your fingers on the screen, it's not working. So let's quickly erase those. So I find that starting the lasso behind your fingers registers with the device a little bit better. And then now that you've hit it here, now you can go up here, select this heading, and actually turn it into a proper heading. So you just push this H tool, you pick what shade of gray you want around it. Let's just do the classic one here. Boom, now it's a heading. You might think, okay, kind of cool, but what's the point? Well, there is a point, don't worry. So let's say you've moved on from this page. You've started a whole nother big old essay over here, and you moved on again, and you're just going. This is all in this section. All right, now you started a new section, so you do the same thing. This is another test. And then you want to make this a heading as well. Boom. All right, and then now you keep going. You're doing your testing here. But let's say you've made a huge note here. You just keep going. It's 50 pages now. You don't even know where anything is at anymore. You don't remember how you started this whole notebook. It's a mess now. Well, as long as you've been titling each section, you got organization already. Because if you tap right here, this is your table of contents, and it'll actually show all of your headings right here. And you can also keyword things, which is the lasso tool, and you tap keyword. And then you can star things, which you just draw a 5-pointed star and it will star the page. And then that page will be added to this section here. So for example, there is a sloppy star, but it auto-corrected it for me. So now this page is starred. So if we go back there quick, there's that page. And we can quickly go right back to it. And for the headings, they're very similar. You just tap the heading and it goes right back to that page. And you can kind of remember how you started all this. To show you an example of how many headings can really be in a section, I'm going to show you my current study that I'm doing with my devotions. Don't mind the handwriting. I can read it, and that's all that really matters. And as you tap here, you can see this is obviously page 2. So for each chapter that I've been studying Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, I've actually labeled each section. So if I'm ever curious, hey, what did I think about chapter 3 in 2 Corinthians? All right, boom, there it is. And I even use subsections of titles to kind of subdivide everything I'm talking about. But you don't have to do that by any means. But that's what I choose to do. And you could even add these as other headings in here. I find that just a broader heading works better for me, and then I can find what I need in there. But then there's also stuff that I found really important, and apparently there's only one page. So this is something I star. I found that this particular section really spoke to me, and I wanted to make sure I can come back to this at any point and read that. All right, so going back to our test, that recent's also phenomenal feature. It makes you not have to have everything added to the shortcuts. Man, okay, there we go. And you can actually see all the different things you've been doing lately. That is very helpful. So those are some of the primary features that I really find that this tablet shines on versus any other tablet. Whether that's e-ink, even my iPad, it doesn't do this as well. I just love how this is organized, and this is focused on doing one thing. Supernote's motto is for those who write, and I really feel that. Now, am I a writer? Am I someone who's writing novels here and just creating abundant literary arts? No, I am not anything like that. I have bad handwriting. I don't really write anything, but I love this tablet. Why? Because this has actually been the one way where I enjoy writing. I actually like writing on this tablet. It makes me even excited to do more boring activities that involve writing things down because I can use this tablet for it. And for my own personal devotions, it's even excited me to do them even more. Not that I need excitement to do them, but it helps and it motivates me to take the time to spend time with God and do those things. That's really encouraging to me. I really recommend this tablet to pretty much anyone who takes daily journal notes, daily devotion notes, or has some kind of need to write things down on a daily basis. If you're writing things daily, I'm sorry, I'm over paper. I just I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I've moved on from paper, and having loose leaf paper all over the place that you don't even know what it's for, and you don't even know what you're gonna do with it. That is the worst. I'm over it. I'm ready for a paperless world, at least as far as when it comes to day-to-day things. I'm excited to say that this tablet has replaced paper for me. With combination of my phone and my iPad, like, there is nothing I ever really need paper for anymore, except for some random documents that I might need to print out, and that's what I have a printer for. But other than that, I'm not ever writing things on paper. I'm writing things here. And it's actually super easy to get files off of this device. There's a partner app that it has for your iOS device or Android device that you can just easily connect to it. And all you have to do is go up top here and make sure the Wi-Fi is on and just hit sync and watch. I haven't synced since March 20th, so this might be a little bit. Oh, look, it's not that bad. There it goes. Oh, it found the one that I made a lot of progress in. Oh, here we go. It tricks you. It makes you think it's going so fast, but then it hits a notebook that you made a lot of progress in since the last sync, and that slows it down a lot. But while it's going here, I can talk a little bit about the battery life and some other experiences I've had. I found that this battery lasts me approximately a week every single time. Sometimes longer, sometimes less. It just depends on how I'm using it. But keep in mind, I am using it every single day, a lot of times for hours a day. So that's ridiculously impressive in my opinion. It's way better than a phone, an iPad, even like my AirPods. They die faster than that. So I find that super helpful and very, very convenient, because more often than not, I see this device sitting there and I just know it'll last me long enough to not have to worry about it. Something Supernote added recently as well is that you can actually select which files you want to have transferred and which ones you don't, and synced. And that is very nice when you have documents on your tablet that you don't really want anyone else to see, or you don't really trust any cloud services with them. You can also even select which cloud services that you can use. For example, here, let me just go into the sync settings. I use Supernote Cloud, but you could totally use Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, and OneDrive. I know what they are. I don't have autosync on. I find that I would like to manually push the sync button when I want it to sync, and that makes it easier on me. It also drains the battery less when I do it manually. However, you can go in and customize which folders here you want synced. So if I don't want any of my styles ever sync, there you go, it won't sync. Then if you want to mess with the subfolders, you got to go back in there now, and then you look at the subfolders. I think you can go even further in here. Oh, guess not. So you do have to have things organized by folders at least. And as long as you have everything you want not synced in one particular folder, well, then it will make sure to keep those not synced. So let's say I only want the Bible reading synced. I don't want my Masters and Martyrs notes synced. All right. Great. That's what it'll do now. That's my basic overview of the Supernote A6X2 Nomad. I find this device to be very helpful in everything that I do on a daily basis. I use it in my job, I use it in my personal devotions, I use it as a journal, I use it as scrap paper, I use it for all that stuff. So to be honest, I'd probably recommend this to anyone still actively using a paper notebook, or even really paper in general. I mean, come on, it's 2024. Paper's outdated. Time to move on. And this is what I recommend.